Hello all, welcome to FAI Infinite Learning. Today our topic is First Particle Inspection, FAI. So, scope of this video is to provide an overview about First Particle Inspection. Three forms of FAR as per AS9102C. Comparison from AS9102B to AS9102C. Since this video contains only the overview of First Particle Inspection, we'll provide one more video with an example which contains assembly FAI and a detailed FAI. You can put your comments and feedbacks on the comment box. So we will address those points also in next video regarding FAI. If you require the sample FAI format, you can put your mail ID on the comment box. We will provide sample FAI formats also in that mail ID. Disclaimer. The examples case study provided in this video are just examples for learning reference. These are not real values, real facts, real incidents happened in any industries. The examples provided in this video may be or may not be technically correct. It may be technically incorrect, but it is only for the reference to understand the concept. Terms and definition. Here I will explain some basic terms and definitions. Inspection is a process of segregating product or a process or a service as accept or reject based on the specification requirement. So we have a specification. Based on the specification, the inspector is to segregate the product or a process as accept or reject. If the product or a process or a service is meeting the specification requirement, it can be considered as a accept. If it is not meeting the requirement, it can be considered as a reject. This particular process is called inspection process. Batch number or a lot number. It is a unique code which provides the traceability to manufacturing history. Full FAI. If a FAI identifies an address or the design characteristics, then it is called full FAI. Partial FAI. If a FAI identifies an address only some of the particular characteristics in the drawing or a part specification or a DPD, then it is called partial FAI. FAI part. Part which doing FAI or conducting FAI, then that part is called FAI part. Below the document, an aid used in FAI to identify all the design characteristics, including all documents. For example, consider a drawing for each characteristics or each requirement in the drawing shall be identified with each number. That means first requirement identified as a 1, second requirement identified as 2, like that will provide a unique number for each requirement in the drawing, purchase order, digital product definitions such as DPD, such as Gerber. So none of the requirement will not be missed out. This is for the accountability, characteristics or requirement accountability for each document. So this is called a ballooned document. Digital product definition. Any electronic files which provides a product definition of a part or a supporting file of a product definition, then it is called DPD or digital product definition. It may include Gerber files for PCB manufacturing, 3D CAM files, grid files, etc. Definition. FAI. As per AS9102C, it is a current revision of this document. First article inspection is a planned, complete, independent, and documented inspection and verification process to ensure that prescribed production process have produced an item conforming to engineering drawing, TPD, purchase order, engineering specifications, and other applicable design documents. What's in by design document? It includes but not limited to drawing, part specification, document, test procedure, test requirement, DPD such as Gerber file or 3D drawing, etc. What's meant by FAI? So, FAI is a first article inspection report. It's a report which is generated as an output of FAI, means first article inspection. The report generated as an output of FAI, first article inspection, is called FAI. Next one, what is meant by first article? The first product manufactured after freezing of design document or after modification of a design document, then it's called first article. What is meant by freezing? Consider document is created. After creating a design document, it shall undergo various reviewing and approval process by a defined authority. Once approval is completed, then the document can be called as a frozen document. Why we are calling it frozen document? Once approval is completed, the changes of this document will be accounted through issue or revision control. That's why it's called frozen document. Note: FAI can be performed by same organization or a supplier. So how same organization? If an organization having a facility to design and manufacture this particular FAI part, then the same organization can be perform FAI. If organization doesn't have a facility to manufacture FAI part, they have only facility to design the FAI part, then it can be outsourced to supplier. In such situation, FAI can be performed by supplier. Why we need go with FAI? Importance of FAI. As indicated earlier in the definition, the main purpose of FAI is to verify and validate the product realization process are capable to produce a product that meet all engineering and design requirements. The point number 2, it provides confidence to buyer or same organization through objective evidences such as measured values of dimension, automatic test reports, images if required, etc. It gives clear indication of manufacturer's understanding level on requirements associated with a new design or a modified design. So, by doing FAE or by performing FAE, the buyer or a designer can understand how correctly or how deeply the manufacturer understood the new requirements. It gives a confidence level to buyer or same organization to proceed with their bulk production. It avoids risk associated with production startups and process changes. It can decrease the future escapes since escapes get identified during first production. It can help to ensure product safety. Here I will tell one example to understand the importance of FAI. These all points may cover in this example. Consider a PCB manufacturing industry, ABC Aerospace. They got a new Gerber and a test document from one of their customer. They have to manufacture PCB as per Gerber and they have to test the PCB as per test document. The test document indicated that bareboard test shall be conducted with 250 volt in power lines and 50 volt in signal lines. Bareboard test is a kind of automatic electrical test. Here the customer requirement is bareboard test shall be conducted with a 250 volt in power lines and 50 volt in signal lines. The engineering team of PCB manufacturing has decided to conduct full bareboard test with 250 volt for both power lines and signal lines since the 250 volt is highest voltage. They have conducted the bareboard test and it was passed and they have dispatched it to customer. During functional test at customer place, Customer has placed some issues and they have reported the same issues to supplier who are the manufacturer of PCB. RCA was conducted jointly and the conclusion of RCA identified that 250 volts applied on the signal lines affected the signal line. Since the designer has designed and extend this signal lines maximum of 100 volt, but the manufacturer applied 250 volt. It induced the damages in signal lines. So here is the clear indication of misunderstanding of customer requirement. Also, since these parts are done as a FAI before bulk production, only FAI part 1 or 2 is affected. If the buyer think that they don't want to do FAI, they can go with bulk production without FAI and their load will be rejected. So this is a small example how relevant is FAI. When a FAI means when we need to do a FAI. As I indicated earlier, there are two types of FAIs. One is full FAI and one is partial FAI. When we need to do full FAI, if a new design is released and we need to go with the bulk production. Prior to bulk production, we have to do the FAI. If the manufacturing location is changed, previously we have done this part with one manufacturing location. Now my company site, production site is changed, means we have to do the full FAI. Since we don't know what are the issues we are going to face because of the site or the manufacturing location. If there is a lapse in production more than a defined time interval, so if there is a gap between last production to this production, so organization can define some particular type interval. If it is more than 1 year or if it is more than 2 year production gap is there, means we have to do full FAI whenever requested by customer. So these are the situation we have to do full FAI. When we need to do the partial FAI, if there is a change in design for engineering document, for example, design changes such as issue, revision, version, updation, we have to do FAI for that particular change. It may not be full change. It's only some one or two characteristics change or some specific characteristics change. So we have to do only that for that particular characteristics. If there is a significant change in the process of manufacturing, so for example, tooling change or machine change, location change, or hand tool to automation method. So these are the some of the changes. If there is a specific change in the process, we can do the partial FAI for that process itself. For example, previously my company was doing hand crimping method. Now company crimping method is updated as a automation. Then we can do the partial FAI for only crimping process whenever requested by customer. So these are the situations we have to do FAI. AS9102C. AS9102C is a guideline standard used to standardize the documentation of first article inspection in aviation, space, and defense industries. Here, C is the revision of this document, which was released on very recently, June 2023. The previous revision was B, and the changes from revision B to C highlighted in red color in following slides. As per AS 9102C, there are three forms for FAI. Form 1 is for part number accountability. Form 2 is for product accountability, which include materials, special process, and functional testing. And Form 3 is for characteristics accountability. As I indicated, AS9102C is not a mandatory document and it's a guideline document. The aerospace industries can take this document as a guideline and they can make their own format or their own way to perform FAI, or they can select this format also. Here I will explain Form 1, which is called part number accountability. The form is used to identify the product that having first article conducted on referred as FAI parts. So that means this form will give the part number accountability. That particular, whatever part number is expected from customer or expected from design agency, which was followed. The part number, drawing, this kind of traceability will be ensured by using Form 1. So here I will explain each field, how to fill each field in the Form 1. The first field, which is part number. What we have to fill? The part number of FAI part. Which part we are going to do FAI or which part we have contacted FAI. We have to fill the part number. It is customer part number as per drawing, BOM or a purchasing document. Most of the specifications like IPC and all telling our first priority or precedence shall be PO. So the part number as per PO, and we will verify the part number as per PO and drawings or Gerber DPD are matching or not. If not matching, we can convey same to our customer and make an understanding or make a confirmation from the customer and put the part number. If customer part number is not available, we can put manufacturer part number for internal parts. The second field is part name, the name of the FA part. We can mention part description or item description. The third one is serial number. Serial number of the FA part. Serial number in the sense, each FA part, if I am doing one FA part, we are assigning one unique identification number to that particular FA part. If two FA part we are doing means there should be two serial numbers. If three we are doing means there shall be three serial numbers. So for each part, each quantity of part, we are assigning one unique number. That number shall be reflected in serial number column or serial number field. The fourth one is FAR identifier, the unique reference number for first article inspection report. So that means that for this particular report, we are putting some unique number for reference, future reference, the report number that is called FAR identifier. So in previous revision of AS9102, it was FAR number. Now the term, only the term is changed in new revision. Next one is part revision. The revision level of FA part. If there is no revision provided by customer or a design agency, we can mention no change, or we get put it as a blank, or we can put it as a hyphen or something like that. Okay. It's a part revision. We have to mention the part revision. Next thing is drawing number. The drawing or digital product definition, that means electronic files such as Gerber or 3D drawing number, which is provided as a input files. What we have to mention? We have to mention the drawing number. Or if we got Gerber file, we have to mention the Gerber file. If we got any 3D drawing, we have to mention the 3D drawing number. It may be from customer or internal system or any design definition. That means, for example, it may not only the drawing number. If we got multiple inputs from customer or our designer, we have to mention all this in this column. the drawing revision level. The revision level of the drawing or DPD. If the drawing is not revised, indicate such as no change or something like that. If we see the drawing, there shall be one column which is called revision. We can check the revision level in drawing. If it is a Gerber or any kind of DPD, there shall be some revision or version control. We have to ensure correct revision followed, and we have to mention the same. If there is no revision, most probably the revision will be 0 or 1, which is a starting revision. If revision is not indicated in the drawing, we can ask or convey with the design agency or the customer and make an understanding and make a confirmation. Then only we have to put there. The field 8, which is additional changes. We need to mention the reference numbers of any changes that incorporated in the product but not reflected in the reference drawing or part revision level. For example, drawing having some requirement, but we are not able to follow that requirement. And we have already communicated this to customer or design agency and we got the confirmation from them. That concession number or any technical query is gone and a customer or designer has told you have to follow like this. The TQ number, TQ technical query number, or any design changes are done, or any engineering changes, ECNs are done, or any manufacturing changes are done, and which is documented, but which is not part of current drawing. We can mention here particular document reference numbers. We can mention here if anything is there. Next one, field manufacturing process references. That means it is a reference number that provides the traceability to manufacturing record of the FAI part. For example, if we are using any root card, if we are using any job card, any work order for manufacturing of this particular part, we can mention the unique number of this particular job card or root card. The additional information such as lot number, batch number, date code, revision level, which give the traceability of manufacturing, also can be included. So, which provide the traceability of the manufacturing process. That is the relevance of this particular field. Next one is field 10, organization name. The name of organization for producing FAI part and performing FAI. So, if it is a supplier, means supplier who are doing FAI, who are manufacturing the product and doing FAI, can mention that organization's name. If the FAI is conducted by third-party organization, we can put that organization's name. Next one is supplier code. A unique number assigned to each supplier by a customer. For example, if a customer which is called ABC Aerospace, that they have a customer which is called XYZ Aerospace. So the ABC Aerospace is assigning a number to XYZ Aerospace as a vendor code or a supplier code. So most probably, once the supplier evaluation and everything is completed, thereafter this code will be generated in ERP if it is a ERP system implemented company means. So if customer is providing any number which most probably indicated in PO, or else supplier can ask customer, is there any supplier code or not? If there means, we can mention supplier code in respective column. It is an optional requirement. It's not a mandatory requirement. The field 12 is purchase order number. Purchase order is a document from customer to supplier to purchase that particular item. Each purchase order shall have one reference number which is called purchase order number. We can put purchase order number in this column if purchase order is available. Sometimes if customer is request some samples to supplier, there will not be any purchase order. It may be given as a trial or sample So this is an optional requirement. Next thing is the field 13, detail or assembly part. The part which is doing FAE is FAE means detail part or assembly part. We have to select appropriate, means which part we are going to. The part which we are doing is detail part or assembly part. So what is meant by detail part? The part produced does not include any assembly process. That means process that join two or more parts together. Then it is called detail part. The detail part may include processing, finishing and other special processes and all. But it doesn't include any joining of two parts, two subparts. What is in the assembly part? The part produced include assembly process. That means the process or manufacturing process include joining of two subparts or two parts together. Then it is called assembly part. Based on that, our FA part, we can mention or we can select which type of part we are doing, FA, detail part or assembly part. The next field is 14. So 14th field, here we have to select what FA, what kind of FA we are doing, whether full FA or partial FA. We have to select. If it is full means we have to select the full FA. If it is partial means we have to take on the partial FAI. If it is a partial FA, we have to mention the baseline part number. What is meant by baseline part number? Here in this column, we can select what is the previous revision, previous or revision of this particular part, or FAE part. So it may be same part number with previous revision, or it may be reference part number. Some of the industries, they will change entire part number even if there is a small change also. So we can put previous revision of current part number, or we can put reference part number in this column. Next column is reason for full or partial FAE. Here we have to mention what is the reason for a full FAI or what is the reason for partial FAI. So if there is a design change, if there is a small change in the process, if there is a location change, if there is a lapse in production of 2 years or 1 year. So this kind of reasons we can put in this field. Next, some columns or field. The field number 15, 16, 17 and 18 are only required if the parts are assembly part. So as I indicated, what is assembly part, what is detail part. If the part is assembly, we have to mention all BOM, means all the sub part which we are using in this assembly part in next columns, such as 15, 16, 17, 18. Here, field number 15, we have to mention the part number of each subpart which is part of BOM or a drawing. So each subparts is a part of drawing or subpart in the manufacturing level. We have to mention the part number in this list. There is some exceptions. If a material is such as raw material or any processes or any modified code part or modified catalog item is there, we have to mention in form 2. If something is mentioned in form 2, we don't want to mention in form 1. Other than all the subparts numbers, we have to mention in field 15. So, which give the accountability of each subparts we are used in this assembly part or FAE part. The field number 16, part name, we can mention description or name or item description or part description of respective part number in this assembly. We can mention in part name column. The next column or next field is part type. Here we have to mention type of respective part or type of respective subpart. That means if it is a detailed part means we have to mention detailed part. If it is subassembly part means we have to mention subassembly part. If it is a software, means we have to mention the software. If it is a standard cataloged item, means we have to mention standard cataloged item. If it is a codes, means we have to mention codes. So this is a new requirement in AS9102C. The previous revision of AS9102, that means B revision, part A was not there. Now current revision, it is included. So previous revision, it is serial number of each subpart was mentioned. So we have to mention serial number. Currently, we don't want to mention the serial number of each subpart. We have to mention part A. Serial number is removed from this revision. The field 18 is FAI identifier. FAI number for each subpart shall be mentioned here as applicable. That means we shall put the FAI number for each subpart. If the FAI is not available for subpart, we have to review that FAI is required for this subpart. As I indicated in my previous slide, what are the criteria to do FAI? Whether this subpart required FAI or not. If required means we can request to supplier. If not required means we don't want to put FAI number. We can put any number which give the configuration of that particular item used. That means it may be batch number or it may be COC number, etc. The field number 9, does FAI contain any documented non-conformance? Any requirement indicated in the design document, that means drawing or DPD or any design document, if we are not able to comply or we are not able to meet those requirements, it can be considered as a non-conformance. So if there is a non-conformance, we can put yes, and that indicate that FAI is not completed. If there is no non-conformance, that means all the requirements are met, then it can be put as a no and FAI is completed. The previous revision calls for FAI complete or not complete. The current revision calls a checkpoint whether there is any non-conformance is there or not. The terminology is only changed. The concept with both revisions are called same. The next field is FAI verified by. We can put name, sign or seal of the person verifying the FAI. That person is responsible to verify the FAI. All the points are addressed or not. He is ensuring the thing. And here AS9102C is accepting the e-signature, but it is applicable as per customer. For example, some of the customer required digital signature. Some of the customer doesn't want digital signature. They want to put physical signature. So it is based on customer name. Date when FAI verification was completed. So we can put the date. The field number 22, FAI reviewed and approved by. Here we can put the name and signature of the person who are reviewing and approving the FAI. It shall be from same organization who is doing FAI, but it should not be a same individual who done the verification of FAI. That means field number 20. The previous version of AS9102 calls only FAI reviewed by, but the current revision calls for FAI reviewed and approved by. So this approval is done by supplier side. Here also e-signature, that means digital signature, is acceptable as per standard, but it purely depends upon the customer. The field number 23, date when field 22 was completed. That means date when FAI reviewing and approval process was completed, we can put those date. Field number 24 is customer approval. So this part is filled by customer. Once the FAR and FAR part is received from supplier, customer has to verify the FAI and they have to put approval. The customer can put their name, seal, signature in this column. E-signature is acceptable, still fully based on their decision or their rules and policies. Date. Date when FAI review and approval process completed at customer side. We can put those date. The field number 26 comment. Here we can provide any supporting comments related to FAI. For example, any non-conformance associated comments, etc. So all the fields in Form 1 is addressed here. I hope you got some basic idea on Form 1 regarding how to fill it. Here we are going with the Form 2, the product accountability. This form is used to make an account of products used in this part, FA part. Special processes are followed as per the requirement. The special process accountability can be called. And functional test requirements are followed or not. The functional test accountability. These are coming under Form 2. This form is used to identify and ensure all materials, special process or functional testing are followed as defined as design characteristic. To ensure the traceability, the first four columns remain same in all three forms. That means part number, part name, serial number, FAR number. These four columns are same in Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. The field number 5, material or process name. Here we can put the name of the material. That means we have to list the material, raw materials we have used in this product. That means if it is machined product means which raw material we have used. Aluminium means aluminium alloy. If some steel means stainless steel. If we are using any PCB materials means what is the material? Isola 370 HR or Isola 185 HR. So this kind of material, name of the material can be listed in this column. Also, we can mention the paint if we are using any paint. If we are using any primer means we can mention. If we are using any adhesives means we can mention it here. If it is a welding process means welding filler used in that process, we can put it here. The next thing is we have to mention special processes. For example, if I have any wet process such as chromatization, plating for yellow chromatization, or any kind of outer coating. So these kind of processes are doing means we can put whatever special processes are using in this product, FAE product, we can put the special process name. The next thing is we have to mention the modified catalog item. For example, if I am purchasing any catalog item and we are doing our modification and using in this product, FAE product, then we can mention the modified catalog item number. The field number 6, specification number. Here we can put which PCB material is used, FR4 or FR5. Which aluminum alloy we have used, AS6061T6. Which SS material we have used, SS304. So this kind of specification. So if it is used sheet, means sheet. If it is used bar, means bar. So these things we can put it here. In special processes, we can put standard we have used, which if we used it as per clause of ASTM standard or which class of ASTM standard or what standard we have followed for wet process chromatization. For crimping process, what IPC we have followed. So if it is a solvent process, IPC which class we have followed. So this kind of information we can put for special processes. Code. Any code specified for material or a process that we can include it here. So it's an optional requirement. The eighth, supplier. If we are outsourcing any special processes, we can put the supplier name here. The field number may customer approval verification indicate if the special process or material source are approved by the customer. And yes, if approved, no, if approval is required but not done, or not applicable if customer approval is not required. Here, what it means, for example, customer is telling along with PO or along with the design document, the painting shall be done by particular source of paint and it shall be done some qualification test which is indicated in drawing. And after qualification test, the qualification report shall be submitted to customer. Based on the qualification report, customer will provide the approval. So this is a approval requirement. Here, if supplier has done this kind of qualification and approval, then they can put yes. If the requirement is there, but supplier missed out to do this requirement, this approval process, then they can put no. If there is no requirement of customer approval, then they can put not applicable. Customer approval is not required, so that is not applicable. If no, that means if the customer approval is required but not done, it can be considered as a non-conformance. The FIN number name, certificate number, the applicable certificate number for special processes or modified part or test reports for raw material can be put in this column or in this field. The current revision of AS9102C is clearly mentioning that this particular document is applicable for suppliers who are doing special processes also. Either FAI or special process or COC or a test report, which ensuring that the process, that means special process, whatever it is meeting all the design requirement. So supplier has to provide a document or a certificate, COC, that clearly tells that design requirement, what is there in design document, those requirement is meeting in this special process. Or they have to provide FAI for special processes. This requirement shall be flow down to supplier also. That means tier 1 supplier also, tier 2 supplier also, it should be flow down. The FIN number 11, functional test procedure number. We have to mention what functional test procedure is we have followed. Field number 12, acceptance report number. The supplier has to do the testing as per test procedure and make a report. The test report number shall be put in this column. Field number 13, comments. Here we can put supporting comments related to Form 2. The previous revision of AS 9102 having a signature column in Form 2, but the current revision is removed the signature column. Here I have completed all the field in Form 2. I hope you got some idea how to fill Form 2. Form 3, characteristics accountability. It means this form is used to make an account of each characteristics or each requirement which is indicated in PO or design documents such as drawing, DPD, BOM, etc. This form is used to record inspection results for design characteristics and document any non-conformance. That means all the requirement indicated in the drawing shall be reflected here, and their inspection results also reflected here. If the inspection results are not meeting the requirement, then non-conformance also documented here. Prior to filling this form, we need to prepare a ballooned document which identifies all the requirement and will provide unique number for each requirement. To ensure the traceability, first four columns are remain same in all forms. That means part number, part name, serial number, FAR number. As I indicated in my previous slide also, all three forms having four columns such as part number, part name, serial number, and FAR number. This is for traceability. We have to fill these columns as same as in form 1 and form 2. Field number 5, car number. Unique assigned number for each design characteristics. For example, consider a balloon drawing as you can see the image. It's a part of a balloon drawing. So, in this drawing, whatever numbers we have assigned in red color, which is ballooned on, but we have done the ballooning. So, it is provided balloon number 1. That means node number 1, material shall be used 6061 T6. Balloon number 2, 1 mm dimension. Balloon number 3, dimension 1 mm. Balloon number 4, dimension 3 mm. Here, we can put directly this balloon number as a characteristics number or CAR number. So, it's a unique number for each identified characteristics or each identified requirement in drawing or specification document or any test document, etc. I hope you got an idea on CAR number. The second one is reference location. Reference location means the location of the design characteristics. That means this particular characteristics, for example, balloon number or CAR number 1, which is located in which part, which location of this drawing. So here you can see FED in horizontal and 87 in vertical of the drawing. So these alphabets and numbers can be considered as the coordinates of this drawing. For example, the material 6061 T6 can be considered as a X coordinate of F and Y coordinate of Y. That means the drawing location can be considered as a zone F7. Similar way, the balloon number 2 can be zone E7. Balloon number 3 can be considered as a zone D8. Balloon number or CAR number 4 can be considered as it's located in C8. Field number 7, characteristics designated. As applicable, a unique identification for special requirements shall be defined by customer. We have to mention. So for example, if a requirement is key characteristics, we have to mention key characteristics. If it's a critical item, we have to mention critical item. If it's a major requirement, we have to mention major. If the requirement is minor, we can mention minor. So here the designer or a customer has to flow down whether the requirement is key characteristics. Means it should be flow down in drawing. If it is a critical item, it should be flow down in drawing. If none of the requirement is mentioned as a key characteristics or critical item, the supplier can ask the customer or a designer regarding key characteristics or critical items of the drawing. Based on the customer confirmation or a designer confirmation, we can segregate the characteristic designator. The field number 8, requirement. Here, we can mention the respective requirement indicated in the drawing or a DPD. For example, if it is a dimension means, we can mention the dimension. Example, 300 mm length. So, we can mention length 300 mm plus or minus 5 mm. So, the tolerance also need to be included in this requirement. The organization shall record the requirement in the units specified in the drawing. So, if the requirement indicated in mm, we have to mention in only, unless otherwise, if we don't have a approved, if we have approved from customer. The organization shall record the software revision for embedded or a deliverable software. So for any software we are using to deliver, we have to mention the software revision. Field number 9, result. Here we can mention out a shared result or an inspection result. Organization shall record the results in same unit which is indicated in drawing. For example, if drawing calls for mm for a dimension, we have to mention the result in mm. If drawing calls in a dimension in inches, we can measure the dimension in inches and we have to record it is in inches. When qualified tooling is used as a go no go gauge, that means if it is we are using a go no go gauge to identify the required characteristics, record the results in pass or fail. When automated inspection equipment produces the measurement results, those results may be referenced in Form 3 and identified as a pass or fail, then attach the test report. If any material test requirement or any other test requirement, we can mention the results as pass or fail and then mention the report number and attach the same report. Field number 10, designed or qualified tooling. Here we can mention the detail of measuring equipment used to verify the particular requirement. Make sure most appropriate or suitable measuring equipment was used. Field number 11, non-conformance number. If any inspection result is not meeting the design requirement, it shall be called as a non-conformance and it shall be recorded in this field. So if there is any non-conformance, we have to mention the NC number here. Field number 12. Here we can mention any supporting comments related to Form 3 requirement. I hope all the points or all the fields of Form 3 is explained here. Thank you for watching our video. If you are interested in this kind of topics, kindly subscribe our YouTube channel. We have also a website which provides knowledge sharing on similar topics with examples and case studies. If you are interested, kindly visit our website. The link of the website is kept on first comment. If we learn how, infinite learning, learn together.